Alright guys, what's up? Another episode of Pixel Effect here, DarkVizard, and today, kind of a mixed topic, but it's kind of a review of Detective Pikachu, but I'm going to use that also to discuss how the Sonic movie can still be good, but we'll get into it. First things first, if you're a fan of Pokemon, the Detective Pikachu is a great movie. It was fun. I had fun going to see it. A lot of jokes made me laugh. It was a good movie. That being said, while it was a good movie, the story was not that great. And when I say good now, don't think I'm just saying it's a 10 out of 10. No, honestly, for myself, the movie is more, I want to say, I give it a 6 out of 10. It's about a 6. It's a good movie, but it has its faults. One of the big things is the story. And it follows the game pretty much, where basically Pikachu has lost his memory. He used to be, I'm just going to say this now, guys, spoilers. There's going to be spoilers all through this, so just fair warning. Let's go ahead and get that out now. There's going to be spoilers because I can't really discuss it without spoiling too much, so I can describe why it wasn't that great. Okay, here we go, spoilers. Pikachu has lost his memory. He used to be a partner of the main character's dad. And for some reason, they don't know what happened to his dad. He just disappears. He was, at a factory. They had captured Mewtwo, and he was trying to escape. And all we know is they have a wreck. He disappears. Pikachu gets amnesia, and he's trying to find out what happened to him. And the only hint he has is his partner's hat's address. It was his house's address. That's all he has to go on, so he's looking for him. And with this being said, he runs into his son, who's a decent character, but when he was trying to be emotional, it didn't feel just that great. It didn't feel that deep. Like there was one scene where he was flashing back to his mom passing away, and they tried to make him so hardcore, I guess you could say, that when he was trying to be emotional, it didn't feel like he was actually being emotional when they were trying to push that image, because he was trying to show like, oh, I've moved past all that stuff. I'm gonna be hard. I'm not gonna let emotions get to me. And then later in the movie, when he's thinking about this old stuff, he's kind of tearing up and stuff, and it is a little sad to see Pikachu, because he's like, he says, if your dad was here, he would hug you so tight, because he's tearing up and stuff. But you don't feel it with the guy. Because the whole film, he doesn't show emotions until there's one part, and it's like, you can't really do that with some character. You got to have some mixture of emotions with them. All the Pokemon in the movie look great. I'm gonna go ahead and say that. Psyduck, Pikachu, and because they're based in the live world, some of them do look kind of freaky. A few Pokemon do look freaky. Don't think they're just these cute, because everybody's praising it like, oh, they look amazing. Some do look freaky in real life, but it doesn't take away from the film. The film is still great, in overall, basically. I mean, you can go, when I say great, I'm trying to stop saying that. It's a film you can go watch in the weekend, and if you got an hour and a half to kill, it's a good movie to go see. I would not go see it more than twice, honestly. It's not that great now. It's not worth going to see more than twice. Like I said, the movie is built more towards fans of the anime and the video game series, with a lot of callbacks. The movie is directly tied to the first movie, because they actually mention that the Mewtwo in the film is the one that escaped the island in the first one. But the movie basically drops you, and see, this is one thing that's kind of tough, because most game fans like that, but some won't. Kind of like with the Sonic movie, they're going for an origin story and trying to introduce you to Sonic. Like, people are saying, like, why is he, wearing these shoes compared to these? Why no gloves? Yada, yada, yada. And one reason it's an origin story, sort of. With this movie, they drop you into this world, and they expect you to know every Pokemon, basically. They don't really come out and describe why certain Pokemon do certain things. Like Psyduck. The reason Psyduck, they say, like, oh, he's a ticking time bomb. The reason is because he's psychic, and his headaches are built around that, where his powers are so great, it gives him constant headaches. They don't really explain that. They just kind of throw out that, oh, he's a ticking time bomb. Like, what, for why? When he does a shockwave, is he just being loud? No, it's actually a psychic shockwave. That's what he's doing. They don't really explain that in the movie or any Pokemon. You'll see Snorlax sleeping in the street, and for game fans, it's a good in-game joke. We know why he's sleeping. Like in the games, he's always blocking somebody's path in the games he's in. In the movie, I mean, unless you knew that, he's just standing there, you know. They don't really describe like why Mewtwo's this all great powerful Pokemon. I mean, they say like he's made like a clone and everything, but they don't go into much detail. It's just, and then the plot, like Ditto can transform into humans. Like the main villain, they kind of try to do a teaser where he's trying to, like, the main villain's trying to say his son's the villain, but it's actually the father. And it was probably one of the most unsatisfying final fights in the movie I've seen in a while, because Mewtwo's basically on screen for less than about 7 minutes, and he's beat because all he does is the guy puts a mind link device on his head, and it gives him control over Mewtwo's body. It puts his mind in Mewtwo's body, and his is just sitting in his desk, you know. And how did they beat him? The guy literally walks over and just takes the helmet off his head. I mean, it's not really a helmet. It's kind of like a, what are those massages things? Those massage things that came out like in the early 2000s that you rub against your head. It looks like that. Imagine that wrapped against your head. All he does is take it off, and it's like, oh, so that was it? Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's how he beat him, you know. And then he gets arrested, you know. Mewtwo fixes everything because what he was trying to do was help the world, finger quote, by putting people in the Pokemon's bodies. So I guess it could live longer, basically, and get rid of sickness. They don't really explain what he was trying to do, honestly. He's just saying we can evolve people, but he doesn't describe why being put into a Pokemon's body is going to do much. You know, they don't really explain that. Seeing Ditto transform into humans was kind of freaky because his eyes were always still beady. But I was disappointed by Mewtwo's little, like, he doesn't do much in the film. Like, you see him get captured, he comes at the end, Pikachu and him fight for like I said, it's literally maybe like a 4-minute fight total, and that's it. Like I said, the guy takes the helmet off, and that's it, you know. And in the film, you know, the guy, main character, they had the typical girl crush. She's actually a good character. I liked her. She was actually pretty good. Like I said, she always had Psyduck in that little backpack. It was kind of cute, but she didn't really do much to the very end. And it was a movie. It felt like it was rushed for 1 hour and 30. And I mean, I don't want movies to be longer, like Avengers Endgame. I don't want movies to be 3 hours. That's just dumb. But it was like, it would have been better if they maybe put some more stuff in the sequel, because they tried to cram so much in there. It rushed through a lot, you know. Like, you had barely any time to felt like a real emotional connection with any of the characters. And yeah, that was just it. You know, but my main gripes the film were mainly they tried to cram too much into it too soon. I didn't feel any emotional connections with the characters, and the ending was not that satisfying. Like, at the very end, you find out that Pikachu was actually the guy's dad, and Mewtwo switched his body to heal. You know, they don't really explain it very well, because it says like Pikachu's offering his body to save you, and I thought that meant that Pikachu was going to die basically, and the dad was going to stay in his body. But no, it was, I guess you're supposed to come to terms that he had to stay in Pikachu's body to heal over time or something like that. And so at the end of the film, Mewtwo separates them, and he gets his dad back, and Pikachu's just Pikachu, you know. And they're already planning sequels, but I don't know what they're going to do with the sequels, honestly. Like, what can you do? Pikachu, unless, you know, Pikachu's not detective, he's not a detective anymore. I mean, what can you do? So there's that, you know. And with all that being said, I'm going to bring up the Sonic movie again. It could still be a great movie because it shows you how fandoms and people treat movies these days. Because I've seen a lot of reviews, especially like on sites like Metacritic, where some users give the movie a 10 out of 10 or a 9 or 8, and their only defense of the movie is, oh, the story was mediocre, There was one review, literally, it said the story was mediocre and not that great, but the Pokemon looked good, so I'm giving it a 10. And that's probably the stupidest way to rate a movie. That's just completely stupid. Like, and that's what I've seen a lot of people doing with this film, who are praising it. Like, the story is not that great. Seriously, the story is pretty bad, honestly, when it comes down to it. And a lot of people will agree on that. But the thing is, they're giving the movie high marks because it has Pokemon and they look good. And that shows you that a movie can have a crap story, but as long as it stays, I guess, finger quote, true to what the Pokemon look like, it gets a pass, and that's dumb. And so that tells me basically that, you know, even if Sonic changed it, even if they change the Sonic character model, which I doubt they're going to do much because I doubt they're going to delay the movie, because they're playing it still in movie theaters, the trailer. If they don't delay it, I mean, if the story's still bad, that's not going to save the film. But it's one of those things, looking at Pokemon. If they fix the model and the story sucks, the movie could still do good. And I think the opposite also, where the model may not look good, but the story's good, and that saves it. And like I said, this Detective Pikachu movie has shown me that people don't really care about stories, I guess, anymore. It's as long as, I guess, you excite them with one little thing, they're happy with it. Like I said, a lot of reviews I've seen are just saying stuff like, well, Pokemon look good, I don't care about the story. Pokemon look good, you know, I'm gonna flip some tables because the Pokemon look good, but the story sucks. So I'm like, so you don't care? You went to a movie just to see 3D Pokemon. You can go on DeviantArt if that's all you want to see, honestly. But like I said, some people just, I mean, if that's what you want, I mean, that's fine. It's just, I mean, a movie has to have a good story. You can't just, I don't know. I mean, that's how people are, you know, because on Metacritic, let's just go ahead and look this up. The Detective Pikachu right now sits at a 53. Like, that's what it has right now. Looking at Metacritic right now, it has a 53 rating. And the audience score, it has dropped a little bit. It's 7.8 now. It was a little higher. Let's see. I'm going to try to read one here that has a lot of thumbs up. There's one guy, Atoshi. He says he's been a fan of Pokemon for 20 years, and this movie really hits the spot for a live-action Pokemon film. The plot's a little thin, so if you aren't a fan of the franchise, then you may not like the movie that much. And then, like, I can see where he's going with this. Those who grew up with it, dream with the world full of Pokemon, this is as close as it gets. And see, that's a horrible review right there. That's horrible. That's saying still, like I said, people basically admit the story sucks, but it's the fact that the Pokemon look so great that they're happy with. He gave it a 10. You know, he gave it a 10 out of 10 because the Pokemon look good. The Smurfs look good and their story was bad. I mean, just because the Pokemon look good, you still have to have a story behind it. You can't just say, oh, here's just Pokemon that look good, but the story sucks. I mean, honestly, the movie should have been Pikachu dancing. Like, they released that trailer, or technically finger quote hour-long movie of Pikachu dancing in like an 80s skating rink. That should have been a movie. If that's all people cared about was the models, they should have put Pikachu in the movie, in that little movie scene, and slowly add more Pokemon, and the camera like spans out, and that's it. If all you care about is the Pokemon, I mean, you could have played that for an hour then, by that logic, you know? And like I said, it's definitely a movie that if you haven't seen it, go see it. It's good for at least one viewing, but unless you're a hardcore fan, even then, I would not recommend more than twice going to see this movie, just in case you maybe missed a scene or a Pokemon in it. But it's not that great, guys. It's not just that great. And like I said, I kind of agree with the 53 rating on Metacritic. I probably would push it up to like a 62 or something. But yeah, the Pokemon look good. The world's, you know, kind of neat. But then again, the movie is just bad. Like I said, the story is just, it's non-existent almost, you know. And it's hard to get an emotional tie to the characters. But that's just me. I love Pokemon. But I mean, and I was looking forward to this film, and it's like I said, I enjoyed going to see it the first time. I went by myself, got me some popcorn to drink. I enjoyed the first time going to see it when I left the theater. But honestly, it's not something I'm probably gonna buy on DVD or anything. It's literally, I've seen it, and it's that's it. I could care less about it anymore. If they do a sequel, I'll probably go see it, but I'm not probably gonna watch this film again. Unlike, say, like Spider-Man to the Spider-Verse. That was actually a movie I've watched 3 times now. That was actually really good, you know. So we'll see, you know. But seeing that people don't care about the story, if they can fix Sonic's model in his movie, that tells me that people don't care about the story, and that's what's just going to sell the film right there in itself. So we'll see, guys. But what do you guys think? Have you seen it? Did you enjoy it? Let me know what you guys think in the comments, or, you know, just, yeah, let me know what you think.